What is happening, everybody? Welcome to another Silver Surge content video with another update. Since I made my recent update video about returning to my channel and trying to make some fun updates for everybody to look forward to, I got to thinking about the video that I just posted, and I did briefly talk about Pokemon um, Legends ZA, and I think that's what I'm going to make this video about today. I just kind of want to talk about the state of Pokemon and where things are and where it's headed, and hopefully looking forward to a brighter future because right now, to be frank, things don't look good. Um, Pokemon Legends ZA, from everything that I've read, is really bad. The hype surrounding it was incredibly large. Um, when you were making a sequel to a game that was as successful as Legends Arceus was, which was a fun new mechanic, it was a breath of fresh air into the Pokemon series that everybody enjoyed. It was not expected to be anything crazy, but everybody loved it. And when we got a new title announced that had the Legends um, insignia on it, people were just really, really excited to look forward to the next installment in that new series. And it's incredibly disappointing to know that not Niantic, excuse me, Game Freak, Niantic's from Pokemon Go, Game Freak just dropped the ball. They introduced the Mega Evolution mechanic, would be returning because it takes place in Lumio City, which is reminiscent of the X and Y games from the DS back in the day. And a lot of people were excited, including myself, because Mega Evolution was probably one of the more popular game mechanics. It was present in X and Y, it was in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, and it was really well received. A lot of people really enjoyed it. But then after those games, it kind of just fell by the wayside, and they moved on to the next thing, Gigantamaxing and um, terastallizing in the next series after that, and it just kind of got forgotten about. But Mega Evolution, I think, is universally popular. Everybody loves Mega Evolution. It's just a fun new way to go about evolving Pokemon. And when it was returning for this next installment, people were really, really hyped. And it just sucks because everything that has been announced so far, the designs of the new Mega Evolution Pokemon, the choices they made have just been really, really lackluster and downright stupid in some cases. Like for example, I know I'm gonna probably get some disagreement because people like stupid, things that are trendy, but like Mega Starmie literally has just extremely long legs and it looks like Patrick from the SpongeBob movie. That's the ongoing joke. It just looks really dumb. There are so many better fan designs out there that could have done Mega Starmie more justice. And it's just really sad to see things like that. When you're prioritizing stupid over, exciting and just really, really polished looks, that's where we start to have a problem. And then it just starts a domino effect. It gets into your gameplay, like the frame rate per seconds is awful still, even though people complained about it with Scarlet and Violet. It's very lackluster. The game's minimalistic. It's very simple and too easy. It's just really lacking so much depth. And the thing that sucks the most about it is that everybody knows that turn-based type matchups are what make Pokemon Pokemon. And when you get away from that and you can just button mash your way to victory, and it doesn't matter what type matching you have, that's what Pokemon is. So if you have a fire type taking on a water type and you can just button mash the hell out of your opponent and just beat them that way, then what's the freaking point of Pokemon? Um, it's really sad that the state of things with this game, with how much hype was surrounding it, and what really makes me feel sad as a Pokemon OG fan, because I've been around since Pokemon Red and Blue on the original Game Boy. I've played every main series title, with the exception of like Pokemon Ranger and Mystery Dungeons. I don't play those games, but like the ones with the genuine, you collect badges, you fight gyms, you raise Pokemon, and that type of thing. I've played all those games. I've loved all those games. Some of them weren't perfect, but they were still enjoyable, and they had longevity, and they had replayability, and they had after post game things. Legends ZA does not, and it's crazy to say that from the perspective of somebody who doesn't own the game yet. I have not picked it up. I thought about it. I was, reading all about it. A good personal friend of mine, his name's Michael. He recently convinced me not to get the game when I decided to just kind of take a chance, despite the fact that I've read all this negative content about it. because people are like, oh, well, it's meant for kids. You're supposed to enjoy the game for what it is, not expect HD graphics and all this stuff. And it's a Pokemon game. You shouldn't have high expectations anyway. But you know what? The problem with uh, that mindset is that we've had so many games for so many years. Um, Technology has gotten so much better, and Pokemon is capable of so much more. And Game Freak just continues to be lazy. They don't have voice acting still. They just drop the ball. And I feel like these new games, you can pretty much just slap a Pokemon label on it, and then people will still eat it up anyway. So it doesn't even matter. And then though you have people like myself who just want a decent quality game like we grew up with. And now we're getting robbed of that joy, and it blows because they're charging more money for that same type of product now. Um, and that's where I stem to this whole issue in the first place. Legends ZA had potential. It followed a huge success, which was a surprise in Legends Arceus. All the Mega Evolutions they've been announcing have been just colossal disappointments. Now, I'm not saying every Mega Evolution that's in the game is bad. From everything I've seen, there are some cool designs, like Mega Skarmory looks pretty cool with its gold plate design. Mega Chandelure is pretty cool. It's a giant Chandelure now. It's got a lot more arms. Mega Halucha looks beast. Um, Mega Scoliped's fire. Like, there's a lot of still good ones out there, but then there's more negative ones that are jokes and they're just stupid looking. Like I said, Mega Victory Bell looks like a giant nutsack. It's got a derpy, stupid face, and it's like it just completely ruined the entire Victory Bell line. Um, it's stupid, to think that you can put out dumb designs for Pokemon that deserved to get love that they've been missing out on for years and years, and you finally get centered and you get chosen as a Pokemon that gets a new design, and everyone's like, oh, sweet, and then you see stupid designs like Mega Starmie and Mega Victory Bell, and it just completely ruins everything. So, I mean, even the starters, when they were announced, Totodile, Tepig, and Chikorita, I wasn't crazy about the lineup choices, but I was like, hey, you know what? The Mega Evolutions are probably going to be pretty fire. I was going to go with Totodile. It was my favorite of the three. I don't like Tepig at all. And Mega Feraligatrs literally looks like a giant toilet bowl. The head is completely normal as its regular, and then it's got this giant red like mask thing that looks like Totodile's face on top of it, and it just looks stupid because it's propped up. It just looks really lazy and really dumb. There are so many fan designs out there that make Niantic, I keep saying Niantic, that look Game Freak look like a joke, and I just really really wish they'd take a little bit more care and time into their designs and stop being lazy. I mean, we just don't want them to be lazy. Make decent, exciting designs. That's all we're asking for, and then decent gameplay, of course. And with the way things are trending right now, I mean, it makes me hurt as a Pokemon fan because I literally am probably not going to pick up Legends Z just because of how much crap I've read about this game. I don't want to spend more money on a half-assed game. And I'm sorry, but when you announce a DLC before a game even launches initially, that is simply nothing more than a cash grab. So this Mega Dimensions thing, I don't think is going to save ZA from being a flop. And if I do ever pick up this game, it'll probably be at a reduced price. It'll be a pre-owned copy from GameStop because I'm not paying full price. It's just not going to happen. So it's disappointing. You have titles like Scarlet and Violet, which I actually did enjoy. They do get a lot of hate because of the same issues with the frame rate mechanics and things. But at least there was longevity in these franchises because there's lots of open world concept replayability. The DLC was actually pretty fun. It was just enjoyable games in general. There was new places to explore. You're not restricted to one city in Lumiose. And these wild zones that they try to incorporate in ZA are just pathetic compared to the wild zones you had in Arceus. So some of the games aren't perfect, but they're still fun and they're still enjoyable because there's longevity and there's still lots of things to do and incorporate. And you didn't make designs look stupid. And you didn't ruin gameplay with button mashing. Like I just don't understand what Game Freak was thinking with this new game. And I just hope that, like I said, this is not the future of Pokemon games, because if they're just gonna half-ass this shit and then just stick a Pokemon label on it, I'm not gonna buy the games, and neither are long-time Pokemon fans. You can't tell me that it's just based for children, so we need to like get over it. It's supposed to be for everybody. You want it to be enjoyable for both kids and adults. So when you ruin it for those who grew up with this franchise, which made this franchise into what it is, it's kind of a slap in the face. So That being said, I have some hope for the next generation. There's been rumored Gen 10, which is coming out, I think, next year or the year after. The working title is Wind and Waves, and they're supposedly introducing the diving underwater mechanic that was in Ruby and Sapphire. So I am intrigued by that. And then supposedly they're supposed to have like your starter is like a seedling Pokemon, so it's not your standard fire, water, grass starter. It's going to be like your own thing, and you grow it into whatever design you raise it into. So it's going to be completely unique to how you raise it, which that part intrigues me. I do think that has a lot of potential, but once again, I was hyped for ZA with bringing back Mega Evolution, and it just took a giant shit and ended up being a turd of a game and a product. So um, there's potential from everything I've read so far in the rumors of these new franchises, games. But we'll see what happens. I'm not getting my hopes up. My expectations for Pokemon after ZA are incredibly low. And yeah, I'm just gonna have to skip this game for a while because I just don't want to waste my money on a shitty Pokemon game when I know that they have technology and where we are right now, um, they're capable of so much more as a company. Now, on a positive note, I will end this video on something completely off topic, but it is Pokemon related. Funko has just came out with the next line of a Funko Pokemon Pops, and I couldn't be more excited because they finally announced one of my all-time favorite Pokemon. It's literally like one of two favorites, Absol, and it looks phenomenal. I just picked it up last week. Literally love this guy. He's pretty much on every Pokemon team that I have in games, as long as he's in that game. So I couldn't be happy with the design. He is so cute, and I'm very happy to have it in my collection. It pairs incredibly well with my Charizard pop. I do have other Pokemon pops, but Absol is definitely my fire favorite now. So I am really, really happy they finally made him into a pop, and I hope they add Salamence at some point because he's my second favorite Pokemon, so they don't have my top 1 and 2. So great job, Funko. Little shout out on the side of this video to making an Absol Funko Pop and it looking absolutely fire. I'm very, very pleased with that. So just wanted to throw that little bit in there at the end. But anyway, guys, that's all I got for you in this video. I appreciate for anyone who watches again listening to me rant, but I think I have a lot of valid points from the Pokemon game series, and I do hope that Game Freak gets their shit together, and I hope they take notes from all these people who are very disappointed and don't just go, well, you're all going to buy it anyway, so we don't give a shit, and we're going to just throw out lazy Pokemon games from this point forward. Because if that's their mindset going forward, then I'm not going to buy Pokemon games anymore. I'll still be a fan of the franchise. That'll never quit, but I just won't buy Pokemon video games anymore. So I have hope for these Wind and Waves developing in the next year or two, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So, all right. Well, thank you for joining me on this video, guys. Really appreciate it. For anyone who may have watched, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one. You all have a blessed rest of your night. See ya.